The air conditioner is on blast, Leo, because the sun is beating down. What does that mean for you? Leo, this is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. The tarot is always in the extended. That link is below, just so you know. And there's a new edition. So I always do an angel messages, spirit guide messages at the end of every single reading now. So please join me for that, because it literally changes the entire feeling of the reading. This has been a fucked up week for you. This is challenging energy. The sun is beating down, but you are the sun. Your heart is the sun. The way that you shine is the sun. In other words, what happens when suns get too big? They start to implode, and black hole. There is so much pressure that you're putting on yourself, especially in regards to living up to other people's expectations, or being everything, generating all of this energy, generating light, right? Being the sun for other people, for people's lives, right? There's got to be constant combustion that's going on inside of you. And with that combustion, if you know anything about stars, every time you combust, there's more and more and more energy that's created that whittles down into what eventually will, I believe it's lead, that will eventually destroy you. So you keep shining, and you keep reaching, and you keep glowing, and you keep really being bright, and it becomes too heavy for you. This is a really, really heavy period. I want to tell you to go out and ground. Put your feet in the sand, put your feet on the earth. Why? Because you are human, and even though your ruling planet is the sun, hold on. You're human. And I think the shining so bright sometimes lends itself and you to forget that you are human. So reconnecting to the earth will allow you to, first of all, detox and exhale. The earth, what it does is it takes all of that crazy energy, that chaotic energy, and it conducts it. It conducts it into a pathway, into a flow that is away from you. It literally is an electric detoxification. So I'm doing your reading in the middle of Roswell, New Mexico, right? The land of this whole place is sweltering. The heat, I'm like, my air conditioner is turned all the way up, but it doesn't matter because it's sweltering. The sun just keeps beating down mercilessly. And yet somehow people here have found a way to lose themselves in this fantasy alien invasion. I'm not saying that it didn't really happen years ago. I'm saying that they just play. They've learned how to play. And they've learned how to take this very, very arid and difficult earth and make something out of it everywhere. There's productivity. Even if it is just from sheer imagination. In other words, your only way out is to allow yourself to lighten. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say lighten up, because that almost implies that everything is your fault. Lighten up, Leo. No. But if you continue to put the pressure on yourself, you will implode. There is, I don't think it's an imminent implosion, but it is very possible, and in many cases probable. And boy, that would be so sad, because your life is better than this, because there's better out there for you than this. And you're just taking everything so hard on yourself. That's where you start, with the breath. With just exhaling. I almost feel like there's such tension in you right now. It feels like you haven't really breathed in or breathed out or taken a healthy breath, especially exhale. Exhale so deep that you let it all out so that you have to take a breath in. It almost happens automatically. There is a sense of holding on to even your littlest last breath, because now there's a lack of confidence in the resources around you. There's a lack of confidence that breath will even be there for you when you go to take it. Which kind of means there's a little bit of mistrust too. You feel betrayed in some ways, betrayed somehow. In not being appreciated, in not being respected, in not being honored, in not being seen for everything that you are, in not being ahead of other people who took from you, learned from you, grew from you, understood things from you, lived off of you, who you provided for, who you made yourself vulnerable for. I mean, that's the key, isn't it? People who you made yourself vulnerable for are now turning around and trying to make you into the bad guy because you are not perfect. Well, fuck them. It's toxic, and you know it. But there's a sadness. Why? Have I been wrong? Have I made this happen? The amazing thing about Leos is that you have so much confidence in your power to affect and influence people. But then, unfortunately, you also believe that everything is your fault when it happens. And people say, no, that's not Leo. Leo never takes the blame. I disagree. I don't think they take the blame outwardly, but I think that this is where the implosion starts to happen. This kind of fit between what you expect to be seen as and what is happening all around you now. Are those things that people are saying about you true? That's on an individual basis, Leo. What I know is this energy, this Leo energy, because this could be for Leo sun, moon, rising, wherever it influences your life or your natal chart. There is just this energy of heaviness, of that lead starting to compound to make you be heavy and implode and darken your light. You are ruled by the sun, but you are not the sun. You are a person. Impractical, imperfect, and capable of, but also allowed to make mistakes. Maybe not even intentionally toward somebody. Maybe mistakes just as in, some of you could have made mistakes toward somebody. Now, how do I apologize? How do I say I'm sorry? You just start with I'm sorry. And others of you may very well have now feel like a fool because you trusted somebody. You laid yourself vulnerable in front of people that were supposed to help to feed you back. Instead, they just robbed your stores again. Now, I got this energy for you very similar last year, so it's got to be cosmic during eclipse season and Cancer season, especially with the sun, which is your ruling planet, right up there rubbing against the moon, supposed to be conjuncting very well, kind of seeing the goodness in yourself, seeing the harmony between your id and your ego, and yet having those oppositions slamming against you from Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn, judging you when you're supposed to be able to feel good about yourself. It was never going to be an easy season Too much emotion is thrown at you, and that emotion is like water. And what does water do? It puts out a fire. It extinguishes it. So I feel like you're running on embers now, little sparks. Don't waste them on anybody else right now. Take your time to breathe. Why? Because air will start to fuel your fire. Air will start to make the embers grow. Spread the embers. Make that fire light again. But you need that air. I keep looking at this card and I can't get it out of my head. You dealing with a Sagittarius? I don't know, but this is moth to a flame, baby. You flew right into it. You flew right in, headlong into a situation, gung-ho. You did not think about it. You just trusted it. Instinctually, you went right for it. Spontaneous, impulsive, sexy, fun, passionate. But did it have the fuel to burn, continue to burn, and burn as bright as you thought it was going to? Answer there would be no, it did not. But there is Sagittarius energy here, flying right toward something. Bam! Like a moth to a flame. Let it go. Don't think about it. Surrender. You did. You laid yourself open and vulnerable and bare and got stuck in a rut, maybe even a financial rut, a sense of worrying about finances. Something is going on financially. Like a moth to a flame, you threw it all in. You put all your cards in on the table. You put all your eggs in one basket, and now you're crashing, or not necessarily crashing, but stuck. Because there is abundance here, but it also seems to be stuck. You're stuck. You're stuck making this abundance in a way that you feel stuck now. You know, you went into this gung-ho, you flew into this gung-ho, but Leo, now you feel stuck with it. You feel like, okay, I can't get out of this situation now. I need this abundance. I'm rooted in this abundance. And if I give up this conduit, if I give up this relationship, my finances will basically go belly up. Or you're dealing with a Taurus, because this is Taurus energy that feels stuck. And somehow, in some ways, you know that either it's Taurus that you're dealing with or your finances, somehow you know they feel stuck. Somehow you know this is a finite amount of resource that's going to burn much more quickly than you want it to. That it is limited. And it worries you. Or you're just afraid of it. So let's see. Because there is unknowns here. There is trickery afoot. There is deception. There is lies. There is a wily, foxy nature here. There is not being able to trust somebody being very untrustworthy, somebody working for themselves, somebody being out for themselves, but hiding it and keeping it to you. It's almost like maybe they're saving up money behind your back. And they have that character and they have that nature that is going to be able to just fly away. Maybe they want to be able to just fly away. They have been saving up money. This is a very judgmental energy. Very petty, very judgmental, very, it's like stacking up the chips against you, stacking up the arguments against. It's almost like they've been putting away reasons to be mad at you for all this time. And it's not very fair because they haven't really been talking to you about it. But they've been putting something away little by little by little, adding up the bitterness, adding up the judgmentalness, throwing shit back at your face, shit that they know about you. If you laid yourself bare and laid yourself vulnerable and laid yourself at their feet, there is a sense of them taking all of that shit and throwing it back up at you. They've stored it all up and they're about to backstab you. They're using what they know about you to backstab you. Or to, basically they've been storing away, I just like they could have been storing away cash or spending money, using your money, siphoning off money, or something to do with money that you don't know of, that they weren't telling you about. Either they're putting it away for themselves or they've been siphoning it off you for themselves. But there is a sense of taking those resources from you and using it for their betterment. It's treachery. It is 100. With these cards in reverse, they're 100%. And it's pettiness too. It's a petty energy. It's emotionally, this is a sense of them letting things build up over time without even giving you a chance to discuss it. And saying things about you or deciding things about you in their own head and in their own heart and in their own mind, stocking it up little by little. Meanwhile, playing something else, playing like it, pretending like nothing bad was happening. Because this will take you off guard. This will catch you off guard. This energy. It's somebody who is out for themselves. I would say this, somebody who gobbled you up. And now there's a sense of not wanting, just wanting to completely shut down. Feeling completely shut down, feeling like you have no more to give, feeling like you're, like literally the flesh has been eaten off of your bones. This sense of you don't want it, you don't want to give anymore. You're scared to. You know that you're on the chopping block. There's a sense of keeping everything to yourself now, wanting to like shut down your resources and close everything up and lock everything down because you know there's something shady afoot. This and that are true, and take a leap of faith. Oh boy, this is almost impossible right now. But this is a sense of taking a big leap of faith and trying to understand that their life is in transition right now. Their life is in transition, and they are trying new things, and they are testing new waters. And there's a lot of abundance around for them right now. And there's just so much that you don't understand about what's going on with them and about where they're headed and about where you stand in their life right now. But I don't think that it's as bad as you think it is. I just think it hurts. And you're translating that hurt into paranoia, fear. I'm worried. But there is a sense of there is potential for balance here. If you just have faith in this person. This is more Taurus energy. You know, this is a sense of you have everything that you need. They're using what you have in a different way. If you're dealing with a Taurus, this is a sense of them having felt drained and having them felt used and having them felt degraded, and maybe that's their feelings of they're the ones that have been taken advantage of, they're the ones that have been drained. But there is a sense of them getting a new chance and a new shot at life, learning how to use resources in a different way, 3D resources and abundance in a different way. You already have everything that you need. This is that hopeful upswing at the end of the cards that says you do already have everything that you need. But there has been a waste. There's been a wastefulness, a waste of resources here. And now there is potential to grow. But it's going to take what seems almost impossible right now, which is a leap of faith in what they're telling you. Because I really do believe there is this feeling of just being absolutely backstabbed and betrayed by this person or this set of people. This is feeling like you have literally almost been like mutinied by your pride, by people that you thought you were doing the best by. But there is a sense of they want their own freedom. They don't want to be ruled. All the resources in the world don't matter when you don't have freedom. And for some reason, there is a sense on their side that they don't have freedom. They've been blocked. They've been stuck. They've been made stuck by resources. Maybe they feel like you're holding money over their head, trying to get money of their own so that they feel like they're contributing something. A sense of resource depletion being what is creating this sense of hierarchy or purpose or the reason behind this sense of imbalance right now. Because there has to be a balance that has to reemerge. This balance has to come back in play to understand each other's sides. It's not going to be easy, but you have to talk about it and you have to be honest. There is a sense of being honest with each other about everything that's going on. First of all, inside of you, and second of all, inside of them. And it coming to the surface and being made clear, please, what's going on? You're going to be getting that, because the truth was held from you. I can tell you that right now. You know things were going on that you weren't aware of. Now, they could very well come back and say that the reason why you weren't aware of them is because you weren't interested. You weren't listening. You weren't interested in anything that they were interested in. You weren't interested in their abundance. You weren't interested in what they were doing in their life. You weren't interested in knowing. I don't think that that's true, but I feel like that's what they're going to tell you. You don't trust them. But even deeper and even worse and more difficult, Leo, you don't trust you. You don't trust your value anymore. And this is what's really eating away at you. And your ability to spring back. I want to go into the angel messages because, oh boy, do we need them. You know what I think? Your confidence sometimes almost makes you seem infallible. Your confidence makes you seem on the outside like you don't give a fuck. And it's just not true. These aren't you. These are. Okay. It's just not true. People think you're confident, and because you're confident you don't care, or because you're confident and you make choices like this and you just keep going forward, you're intentionally leaving them behind. That's not true. It's never true. It's just confidence, and lots of times you don't even see that other people don't have as much, especially when you love them, especially when you look up to them, especially when you admire them. Why wouldn't they have confidence? I mean, it's not your issue, it's their issue, but at the same time, it is hurting you, because suddenly it's like you become their enemy for the reason of what? That you had confidence to keep moving forward and thought that they were down? Archangel Raphael. Feel yourself surrounded by my emerald green light. I, Archangel Raphael, offer you healing and solace. The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine eternally bright. Trust. You're in the middle of a hurricane right now, but it's going to get better. And you are protected by somebody who doesn't need any earthly things from you. You're protected by somebody who just loves you unconditionally. If you've been feeling green, if you've been seeing green, even green lights when you close your eyes, it is the presence of Archangel Raphael wrapping you in its wings, because it's not a male or female. Wrapping you in Raphael's wings to heal you, to protect you, to keep you strong when it's hard for you. Peace. No matter where you are or what you're doing, inner peace is always possible. All it takes is a subtle shift in awareness. Think love and peace will follow. You've assumed that there is no love. You've assumed that there is backstabbing. And that is what's causing you to implode. How about this? Assume love. Assume admiration. And where does that take you? It's almost like those charts. If you are here, if your answer is no, stop. If your answer is yes, keep going. So if you assume they love you, then what is happening on that end? It will lead you to a path where you can talk to them and understand each other. Okay? Healing angel. This literally, the angel's light is all around you right now. Your spirit guides are literally telling you, I am here to heal you. I am here to help you. At this very moment, you are being bathed in gold, pink, and deep green light. Accept this healing. We, your angels, surround you with wings of love. Think love, and peace will follow. You are eternally free, eternally fresh, and eternally abundant. What did I say? From the beginning of this reading, I was channeling finding ways to ground you, finding ways to help you heal and breathe again. Because this is a time for you to heal. It's a time for you to know that you're loved and protected, even if it's just in the 5D world. It's a time for you to understand and know that love completely. You are not alone, even though you feel so badly alone. Positive outcome. The sun is about to burst through the clouds, which is already telling me, angel spirit messages are saying, this is not going to last long. All this storminess, this hurricane, it may lay waste to shit that wasn't strong enough to survive it, but it is not going to wreck you. The sun is about to burst through the clouds, and you will soon see things in a different light. That's that change of perspective it's talking about. So there is that sense of, yes, there's something you're not seeing, and it's because you're in this dark place. You're imploding. Something that previously seemed hopeless will soon be filled with nothing but hope. Whoa. You're healing. You're about to heal. As bad as it feels like right now, please just breathe and continue to live, because it's going to get better. Diversity. The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. And so is everybody else. And because they are different, and because they love differently, and even because you don't matter to them as much as they matter to you, if you understand them as just being different than you, it won't disappoint you so much. Courage. You have what it takes. Just do it. We, your angels, are here to support you. You've gotten a lot of backlash. You had such a brilliant idea. You went gung-ho into something, and you have gotten such criticism that it ate away at your soul and your confidence. Courage. That's the test. Do you still love it? Do you still want it? Do you still believe in it? Courage. Do it. Keep going. Adventure. Instead of seeing the current situation as an obstacle, try seeing it as an adventure. Explore all the possibilities. There are many more than you currently imagine. Instead of seeing things as either black or white, try to explore the colors in between. Holy fucking shit. That's what we've been saying like the whole time. This sense of like this and that are true. Remember dolphin spirit energy? The sense of seeing that in between, seeing that other side, seeing that other perspective. No. It's not because they're right. It's because this is going to help you heal. It's going to take pressure off you. Not to see their side, but to see that they're not as important, or what's happening is not as important as you think it is. And last but not least, integrity. Let's listen. Be flexible, but also be true to you. Stand by your beliefs and values, and others will stand by and believe in you. Deep down inside, you still want it. Deep down inside, you still believe it. It doesn't mean you don't listen to others' perspectives, but God damn it, you don't let it stop you. Let's go over to the extended, see what tarot reveals. I'll see you guys over there. The link is below.